We have a problem, and I don't mean you and I have a problem. I mean, we have a problem in this van, and that is a lack of hot water. Cindy and I found that out when we went to Flagstaff on our last trip. I assumed it was bad water pressure because our friends there in the Airstream had to run 2 faucets to get their water heater to work. I was able to take one shower with Cindy out here resetting the water heater, and the rest of the time we just used the restrooms there, which were very clean, very nice. But before we head out to Florida here in about 2.5 weeks, we need to have hot water in the van. So let me show you what the problem is. We have the Suburban Nautilus IW60 on-demand water heater. So what should happen is as you're running hot water, well, as you're running cold water through the faucet, it will heat up on the heater and water will start coming out and life will be good. So let's turn on the water here. Oh, let's have a pump on. Okay, good to go. So we turn on the water. It's very cold. You'll be able to see it light up here and hear it. Well, all day yesterday it was running an E6 error. There we go. We get an E6 error. We can reset it and it'll start again. But then you'll get an E6 error again. So yeah, it's pretty flaky. It sounds like everything's working, but it is not. The problem I have is finding any information on this water heater. There's really almost nothing about what an E6 is. It could be propane flow, could be water flow, or it could be the switch that turns the fan on and off to blow everything out. The second big issue we have is that the water heater is under the bed. Let me show you. It's under there. Not only is it under that bed, it's under the frame. It's under the new bed frame that I built and put together. So I have to get in there and tear that apart. And hopefully it's just a clogged line. There is a switch that is vacuum activated to make this thing run. And the vacuum is supposed to be activated by that fan blowing. So I think we're getting plenty of water pressure through there, but I'm not sure. We have to tear it apart. Now I ordered a new one of those switches. It's a 233229. There you go. It's a Suburban 233229 is the part number. Ordered one from RV Parts Express. They waited a couple days for my credit card to go through, which seems kind of ridiculous. And then a couple days later, they let me know that part is on back order. So I canceled that, went out to eBay, found one in Canada, bought that, and they shipped me, the part was labeled as that, but it was a on-off switch for the Suburban, not a pressure switch. So that has to go back. I've been waiting a week to tear this apart so that I could just replace that switch while I'm in there. I can't find another one. So we're just going to hope for the best, hope that line is plugged. I did find out you can, if you can get to the right place on the switch, you may be able to adjust how that's working. So we've got to move this mattress and take off the board that's supporting the mattress, and maybe take apart my the bed that I built a little bit. So let's get to it. I just put the mattress up over here. That's where the water heater is, right back under there. So with any luck, I can maybe just take this beam out to get to the screws down there, but I'm guessing I'm not going to be that lucky because I see screws way down on the bottom directly behind this piece of extruded aluminum. So we'll get this board out, get some of this part stuff out of here, and see if we're better off. While I was troubleshooting this yesterday, I ran out of water in the tank, and somehow the water pump stopped working. So I spent a couple of hours just trying to prime it and get it going. It appears to be going again. So I at least don't have to replace that, but I do have to figure that one out. Whew, it's a lot of work. pieces here and there, heater unhooked. I have to take this panel off the side of that. It's not held in very well on this side, but the other side's secure. You can see the flanges there. So about 1,000 screws and we'll get that off. Panel is off. Fortunately, I didn't have to take the bed frame apart. So what we're looking at in here, that's the switch that you see there. And then there's a line coming out of it. That plastic line that goes up to near the fan. That is what people are saying. Sometimes there's a little bit of a plug in there. So it's going to be a ton of fun to get to from this side, but we're going to give it a shot. Got it out. It does not appear to be plugged or even dirty in any way. So that's not what I was hoping for. Let's see if I can get that switch loose to bring it out over here where I can work on it. Oh, where is it? There it is. See if I can get that switch loose to bring it over here. Success. Yes, I was able to get that out. So what is supposed to happen is the blower starts, the fan, which you can almost see it right there. Will turn, it'll draw air across that outlet, which will in turn create a vacuum on this line, which is supposed to open and close a flange, I guess, a gasket in here. So we're gonna suck on this a little bit and see if we can hear it open and close. Yep, all day long. So what does that tell us? Nothing. Absolutely nothing so far. Let me take this time for a public service announcement regarding your kitchen faucet. You should have a tool like this. There we go. I bought this for the faucet in the bathroom on the Airstream, but it is super handy to have for a kitchen faucet here. It fits the same. These get so gunked up. It helps remove those out, and hopefully you can see all the buildup in there. It's tough to see, but there's a focus on this. There is a lot in there, and this is not the first time I've cleaned this out. I've done this several times. So let's put this on a paper towel and just all that gunk. Ew, gross. That's going to help the water flow. So another hint is when you're winterizing or dewinterizing, take those out. Take that filter out. There's probably another one up in there, which this one has one. A little tougher to get that one out. I'm going to see if we can. But at least clean that out, maybe blow it back a little bit, because it will catch a lot of calcium buildup in there. In this particular faucet, there's a gasket there, and then you can get to that filter and clean that out too. Yeah, gross. We have that back together. That was fun getting that back in, and I forgot how much I enjoy having my knees bent backwards from working back here. But anyway, that's together. I didn't find a problem there, but I think I found the problem here. Evidently that fan part comes out quite a ways to here, and when I put the bed in, I had adjusted this and it was really not letting the air flow out of there. So the elbow's been put back in place. I'm going to retape here. Funny thing is, I'm assuming that tape is to keep fumes from coming back in, but there's no tape around here, and there's no tape on that part around that nozzle that I can tell. So should I put some tape on there, let it flow back? I don't even know yet, but I am going to tape there. That is taped up. I'm not going to tape that. It wasn't before. I'm going to leave that. I just did another test and it works great. No E6. So I'll assume airflow problem. I'm going to put that panel on. I have some LED strips coming tomorrow that I'm going to put under this bed. It'll be a fun surprise. But yeah, I'm putting that on and putting this back together tonight. I think that's it.